Hey guys, how you doing? Mr. Tickzon, aka Ugo, aka Mr. Tickzon. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a lovely day. I'm back again to day 5 of the 99 days of value, and hopefully this is providing you value or providing somewhere value. As long as it helps one person, we've done our job. Ultimately, we're here to turn hindsight into foresight, and hopefully that it will become your foresight to make things easier for you, and or maybe for some of you it might just be a reminder. Some of you it's not even turning hindsight to foresight. It might just be a little kick up the butt that you might need to kind of keep things going and keep things pushing. So today on day 5 we're talking about, well, this is there's a category of individuals we're going to be talking about, and a lot of us have found ourselves in this certain situation. And so it's about, don't necessarily wait for the best time to start something. Just start. In the words of Shia LaBeouf and Nike, just do it. I didn't get all the energy there, but don't worry, I'll get it there by the end of the video. But essentially, this is really to go into my overthinkers, my procrastinators, and my perfectionists. In fact, overthinkers, perfectionists, procrastinators, all of you are in the same family of wasting time, like your siblings in the same family. And there's a younger sibling that I always forget to add, which is the sibling who just talks about what they want to do but never puts the action or energy behind it actually achieving. So I want to go to the moon, but at least try and fly a plane first before you put the action behind it. So when I say perfectionist, what's it called, overthinkers, what's it called, perfectionists, overthinkers, and procrastinators, when I say you guys are all siblings in the same family, I just mean that the things that are holding you guys back from starting 9 out of 10 are really the same thing. So overthinkers, you're all in your head, and you know, to the point where it's like you're thinking of every single little detail and all of this kind of stuff that you don't end up actually producing anything. Perfectionist, you keep on producing stuff but you're never really happy with it. You might have draft 10 but nobody's seen it. Procrastinators, they've got like bits and pieces of like drafts going about, but it's never gone anywhere. And like the people who just kind of like make up lofty goals and stretch themselves further than they can actually go, but never even try to like start the walk. They've not even, maybe they made the file and saved it and named it draft, but then they've not really done anything towards it. Now obviously these things aren't always necessarily a bad thing, because these aspects can actually be used in your own good. Like if you're an overthinker, sometimes that's good because you have attention to detail, but it needs to, everything in the extreme is always bad. Procrastinators, sometimes procrastination is good, because in reality sometimes if you're always on the go, sometimes procrastination gives your brain time to reset and think about it. If you're a perfectionist, you're really good, especially in the back end of looking for improvements. Someone who's a perfectionist can always look for improvements because he can look out to do things better. And the lofty goals individual is good because it's better to aim for the stars and hit the sky than to aim for the ground and hit the ground. But then obviously if you're going to aim for the stars, it gives you something to stretch to, something to aspire to. But if you don't have the energy to at least go up the stairs, then it really means nothing. And so a lot of times we kind of slow down making progress. And obviously I'm using the goals in this, but this really goes into anything you're really trying to achieve in life. Whether that be to have that conversation with that person, whether that's to apply for that job, whether that's to talk to this individual, whether that's to reconcile with somebody, is that to forgive somebody, if that's to start a business, if that's to make that phone call, if that's to save that money, is that to pay off that debt, is that to go and get the home, is that to move out of your house, is that to move back into your house, is that to sell that car, is that to buy that car. And sometimes we're wasting time trying to find the little details, hoping that there's a perfect time. And there is never a perfect time to really do anything. In truth, you kind of create the perfect time. And a lot of these times, what we don't understand sometimes is that it really is progress over perfection. Like things come to you and if you're moving towards it. So if I was to say that I wanted to fly a plane, I can't really stay here and be in my room, be waiting for somebody who knows about flying planes to come out here. It's only when I apply and start asking questions, start getting out there, that's actually progress. You're moving. You don't necessarily have to have the final project tangible for it to be something, and also within those things that we have in there and procrastinating, and there's a kind of background fear of failure. There's a background fear of criticism about what we put out there. Understand, nobody here really knows everything that they need to do. And there's so many things I've started and whatnot that I've never been 100% ready for anything that I've started, engaged, conversation I had, or whatever. And you rarely would be. I would say that if you feel that you are ready to do anything, you are probably overdue to do that thing. If you're in, it's almost like if you hit 51%, you're ready to go. It should stretch you a little bit and get there. But if you're at the point where it's like, okay, you already surpassed this level and that you're very confident, then that means you're staying in your comfort zone. And that means you're not even stretching yourself a little bit. And so ultimately, whether it's, sometimes we pray for blessings that we're not ready for at this time, but sometimes our blessings are actually waiting for us at the first bus stop. Like a lot of times, if you say you want to start or you want to do anything, of course you're going to have problems. Problems come at you in any goal or anything you put out there into the universe. Then that's the universe really just asking you, are you sure you want what you just said you want? Okay, you want to get a closer relationship with this friend. Problem will come. The things that did annoy you will come about that person will come up, and it's like the universe asking, are you still sure? If you want to start a business, then all the problems that could happen in the business will come up. The economy is doing this X, Y, Z. If you're really trying to start a business, there's challenges, but ultimately those challenges bring about ways for you to kind of overcome that and make solutions. So ultimately, but as you go along, it's along the road that you now find a mentor, you will now find an investor, you find somebody who's going to help you. If you're trying to do sports, it's when you actually go outside and start basically kicking a ball, you find some people who've had experience, some people who could have gone pro but didn't know, can give you small guidance. You have coaches, you now find favor with certain individuals. And ultimately, anything you want to do, ultimately just do it. People wonder, how do I start? Where do I start from? Just start. A lot of times people say I need resources. No, and this could be its own day, and it probably towards the latter I'll talk about it even better. But 9 times out of 10, your problem isn't resources, is your resourcefulness. And so in that, it means that, if you're trying to start something, it doesn't, if it's on terms of a person basis, you want to make a connection, nothing stops you from going to LinkedIn or Insta and messaging somebody. It's really free. You don't know, as long as the worst thing that can happen is that they don't reply, they say no, you're unseen. It is what it is. If it's if it's to do any like a business or something like that, you can really do majority of things free online. Most of the information is out there. There's really most things that you can do that the only really person that may be stopping you is yourself. And that's when I say, overthinkers, procrastinators, perfectionists, they're siblings, because really and truly they hold themselves back in different ways. And obviously the lofty goal person in the background, but that person, they're important for helping us dream for the bigger picture. But even that person, if that is you, you have to understand that if you keep on setting goals that you're not even trying to achieve but end up getting annoyed, or you overthink it, or you end up don't really making any progress, then you have to understand that it's progress over perfection. You just need to stop wasting time trying to be perfect. And I'm not saying, obviously, when we say progress over perfection, I don't mean if you're going to launch a business, launch it tomorrow with no planning or something like that. But I'm saying, start talking to people, start engaging with individuals, start making the research, start coming all together to make the dream you want to have a reality. Because what you want to do in reality is to look back at where you started and be like, okay, I've made an improvement. Like I said, if you're at the point where you're 100% ready to start business and everything, then you're overdue. If you look back at a couple of the first, even obviously YouTube, Instagram, all the platforms that you probably see my face. But the first YouTube video I did, or was it the first or second? I looked at it, I was like, wow, my editing skills. If I remember the first time I did public speaking, this must have been like 10, 15 years ago. How old was I? Maybe like 15 or something like that. Wow, age. Anyway, no, I wasn't even 15. I was like 13, or was it 12? Like my legs were shaking. I thought, you have to kind of put yourself in situations where you kind of stretch yourself. So ultimately, guys, my point in this video is, look, if you're in those categories and individuals, one of the best ways to do it is to have somebody beside you to help you push the button. If you want to send that text, helps them, let somebody be there, dictate to them, let them type the text and tell them no matter what they say, press send. You know, have somebody to help you out, have a friend or family member or an accountability partner to assist you to kind of counteract your own head playing against you, because ultimately it's easy for me to just say if you're a perfectionist, just stop being a perfectionist. No, you bring people around you to help counteract where you may be holding yourself back in order to kind of push yourself forward, and understand that, look, nobody's perfect. Chasing perfection is a waste of time. But chasing perfection in the point that you're looking for something to improve is a decent use of your time, because you always see that you can improve in something. But I understand it's an unattainable goal. It's just a good enough fuel for you to keep going. But you should be able to enjoy the milestones that you come in. So if you want to start anything, just start. Just do it. But ultimately, if you're going to do it, understand that it's not motivation that gets you from the beginning to end. It's discipline, consistency, and patience. And if you have all those things, especially patience in yourself, then ultimately you get to where you want to get to in the end. And people will come around along the way to help you, because ultimately your passion and energy will draw you into that. And ultimately, as you see people along the way, help them out, and people will do vice versa. So ultimately, I hope you've had a lovely day. And I hope you guys are taking care of yourself, because it's very much important. My name has been Ugo. My name has been Mr. Tickzon. Your name has been blessed. So yeah, hit in the comments which, if this added any value, share this to somebody, like, all that good stuff. But ultimately, we'll be back again tomorrow. Consistency, we'll try. Hopefully we'll keep it going. 99 days, 94 days left to go. Yeah, take care.